Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to day 10 of the challenge by Ink Journal, and it's 30 inks, 30 days. So we're on day 10, and so this is the ink that I chose for today. It's DeAtramentis Pearlescent Whiskey Copper. I've seen it listed a little differently online. I think one place it listed it as pearlescent whiskey brown copper or something like that. It's just so long, I think people are just, kind of abbreviating it, but it's really pretty, and it is a shimmer ink, and that's the first shimmer ink that we've done, that I've chosen an ink for. So let's get right in here and see how it did in the ink journal. It's very pretty, and I could see its application not just for writing but for art. I'm hoping I can give you at least a little bit of an idea. It's very, very sparkly. It's hard to get it to do it all at once on here because of the lighting. But oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. I'm really concerned too. I'll show you in a minute, because this came in an ink flight sample. It was a sample, 2 milliliter, from May of this year, and I used quite a bit more of it than I thought. So today, this is my ink of the day in my pen, and I don't know what's going to happen if I run out. So I'll just do my best to roll that. I'm using the Serendipity still, the hybrid dip pen, and what I have to do is kind of get this into the ink sample and just kind of get it at an angle and really roll it, because I don't have much left, and I'll show you. It's pitiful. See, I got maybe not even a half, well, I don't know. It's below 1 mil anyway. It's not much for the kind of writing I do. I write all day long. So let's go ahead and see how it did on the Cafe Note. I'm really loving this. I'm only day 10 into using this, and I love it. It's got Tomoe River paper, and it kind of shows off the ink quite well, I think. Again, the lighting is going to be an issue. And also, with this particular pen, I don't get quite as much shimmer once it starts to just fade a little bit. But it's pretty good. It does seem concentrated, though. Even though I roll it really good, the ink vial, before I put the ink in there, it's concentrated more on the first page of writing. So what I could do is dip more often, I think. But I think you can probably see the fade from this page to this page. And I didn't re-dip it again, because I was still kind of thinking stinginess about how's this ink this 1 mil gonna last me the rest of the day. But hopefully it will. Otherwise, gosh, I don't know what I'll do. I don't want to go back to using different pens. So here it is. Really, really awesome. I like how it shades. I mean, it really does shade, even when it starts to fade on this side. Has some good shading. Let me hold it up a little further here. See that? It shades nicely. So I'm still tracking my intermittent fasting and low carb and weight loss quest in this book. I'm going to be doing that, I think, forever, because I love it for that purpose. Now, it did fine on everything else, but let's get a look at it and see. See, this is the Leuchtturm page ripped right out of one of my old bullet journals, and it's nice and shimmery, and it didn't bleed through, so I was pleased with that. And then, of course, nice to see too that it did really well on this Office Depot college ruled notebook that I use as a daily messy journal. Kind of a weird lists and stuff that I don't want to use my really good paper for. And then same thing on the CVS caliber paper. You can see that shimmer, I'm sure. It's nice. Really looks good. No bleed through at all with that one. And then, of course, Rhodia. Looks nice on the Rhodia, too. This is more resistant paper. So I feel like you get a little more shimmer even on this. So it's nice. Or I'm talking about just comparing it with the Office Depot, especially that one. So there we have it. Now, I got out some comparables, but I didn't have a whole lot. So we have 6 today. Well, 5, but it's 6 including the one we're talking about. So that's how it looked on there, and you could see all that shimmer. Well, I could probably see it better with my eye, but I'm going to try to give you a view of it. It's nice on this. This is the 140-pound watercolor paper I've been using to give myself a nice chart of comparison. Now, I don't know what possessed me to use some of these. Like, for instance, this is quite yellow. So we're talking about a brown or a gold. At least that's my starting point, that my eye tells me that this copper, whiskey copper is. I think my husband said, oh, it's gold, and I was going right away to brown. But I think we're both right on that. And so these are just sort of comparable. I didn't move around a lot with the water, so I can't wait to see the water test today. And then, oh my gosh, look at the shading there on that. But that was very, I did the same brush motions over here, but it just, you know, it just seemed to really run across that ink and picked it up. That's the Papier Plume Caramel. But I like all of these. These are neat. Now, Apache Sunset, it might not have been an appropriate comparison at all, but a lot of you have that ink, so I thought that would give you a real comparison in terms of how much brighter it is. If I picked something that most of us have. And then this is a more obscure one that came in my special gift packet from the anonymous pen friend there. And that's beautiful, and it compares quite well in terms of the underlying shade of the ink, I think. This is Exa Umber. I know nothing about the ink yet. This is just my very beginning of learning about that kind of ink. The other thing was that in my mind, that new J. Arbonne Coraline d'Egypte, the orange ink, I thought that that was going to compare, but it doesn't. It's truly a bright orange shimmery ink, so I didn't put it on this one because I want to keep these running for myself. I want to have, you know, if I add something that's similar, I could come back in. I've got 3 places down here. So these will be long-term ink comparison charts that I'll keep. So there you have it. I guess it is time for the water test, and I am eager to see that today because I want to see what this ink does. And the way it acted when the paintbrush went on it really made me wonder. So let's see what happens. Okay. All right, and we'll give it some time. And we have a crystal today. Very interesting that it came in. I was telling you that I thought my order from Moonrise Crystals, I thought it might take a while because she was recovering from the hurricane, but I ordered on Monday, which was a holiday, and she mailed it out the next day. So I was totally bogus there in my thought that it might take a while. I mean, I'd seen pictures of all her crystals covered with tarps and everything, so that was just awesome. This is called Whiskey Quartz. Isn't that pretty? Let me hold it right up. Let's see if we can get a good focus close-up. And of course, I really thought of this when I saw this was the ink choice and this crystal. I mean, you just can't quite get a better match other than the Citrine, and we've already talked about the Citrine. This card is nice and everything, but I got some more information we could talk about. I went to her website and got the healing property area, okay, and it says that Whiskey Quartz combines the energies of citrine and smoky quartz, bringing us a happy-go-lucky energy that is still sensible and grounding. And there's a lot here, but I did underline, it says it's a purifying stone, continually bringing our spirits back into the light. Its generous and light-hearted energy attracts good friends and financial abundance. Whiskey Quartz is attuned to the root and solar plexus chakras. Interesting, too, because if I'm not mistaken, we're getting close to the correct color. Let's see. Yeah, the solar chakra is aligned with yellow, and which is close to gold, I guess. Anyway, that's how my mind works. And then under emotional, it says, Whiskey Quartz joyfully shouts that life is good and we should celebrate all the bounty of goodness in it. It encourages us to be social and spend time with people who make our hearts glad. Whiskey Quartz is a bold stone that can help us be more confident about approaching whoever catches our eye and attention. It talks about this being good for the dating world, which doesn't apply to me, but might to some of you. Helps us stay focused on the moment and not get stressed out by thinking too far into the future. Whiskey quartz is a wonderful stone to keep close during times of trouble and stress, giving us strength, protection, and faith in our own abilities. That's a lot of, and there's a lot more here, but you can go to her website, which is, it's really small on here. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, right here, moonrisecrystals.com, to find out more. I still have brown ink from the other day. Gosh, that looks gross in my nails. Can't seem to get it out. Okay, so that's our crystal, and I think it's really cool how it matches. Okay, let's see how the, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. See that? Let me hold it up. That's quite, I mean I could see that the shimmery, shiny, brighter parts of the color, actually I may be totally opposite. Anyway, you could see brown. You could see that it preserved, it stayed, you could still read it. Let me show you the one from yesterday. Because that is rare. This is the only, I think only the third ink that's done this, really. There may be one other one where you could still read it. This was the Bunga Box Hatsukoi from yesterday. And of course the first day when we did, can't recall what it was. Let me look real quick. Oh yeah, it was the Noodler's Texas Bluebonnet. That one preserved too, and you could still read it. Turned out that was quite a permanent. So there you have it. There's the test. And thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you next time, which is tomorrow, because tomorrow, gosh, I meant to, got to remember these things. Tomorrow is Kobe number 6 Bordeaux. A beautiful burgundy, well, I say burgundy. I'm not really good with color. I'm getting better trying to label it right, but it's pretty, and you're seeing what I'm seeing so with my eye, so that's a very accurate one. So that's for tomorrow, so stay tuned, and thank you very much for joining me. Bye for now.